Hey there. Hang on, I've got something I wanted to show you. Let's see, that is this. You see this? This is an iHeart Podcast Award. I won this a couple weeks ago. It is for my fiction show, Bridgewater. I earned this along with an incredible team, including my friend Lauren Shippen and my friend Misha Collins from Supernatural, for creating the best fiction podcast of 2021. I'm pretty psyched about this. Back over my shoulder in the blurry space above my finger there, you can see another award. That's from a couple of years ago for Best Male Host. And behind it, hidden in the blur, you can't even see that one, is a Best History podcast from a couple of years before. I've gotten lucky over the years. I really have. And I think it's easy for people to look at the awards that I have on my shelf and say, that man got lucky. And there's a lot about my story that elicits that response. But here's the thing. I have some really weird, bizarre ideas about luck that I want to share with you today. Spoiler alert, I think luck is real, but also, like, second spoiler, I think that we can hack our luck. And if that interests you, maybe we should chat. So if you're ready, let's dig in. Hey there, I'm Aaron, and I make podcasts. Although today I don't want to talk about podcasts. I want to talk about something a higher level. I want to talk about luck. And I know I already showed this off, but it is shiny. It's nice. And I'm really proud of this. I'm proud of the whole team, everybody that contributed to making this thing happen. And it's easy to look at an award like this and say, man, Aaron, you got lucky. But I have some weird thoughts about luck, and I want to share them with you because hopefully they'll help you feel less discouraged and give you more of a drive to just keep marching forward. Because I believe two things about luck. Number one, I believe that luck exists, okay? There are just moments in life where something happens that you weren't planning for or expecting or trying for, and there it is, right? Let's call that luck. But number two, I think that luck is hackable. And let me explain what I mean by that by telling you a story from my childhood. I had a lot of really cool toys when I was growing up. I grew up in the 80s. I was 10 in 1985, if that helps you. So I had all of the toys that you think I should have as a 10-year-old boy in 1985. I had G.I. Joe and Transformers and Thundercats and He-Man. Come on, I had tons of He-Man toys. But I remember a really cheap, inexpensive, almost disposable toy that I got many times in my childhood, and that's a kite. You could walk into just about any drugstore or, Walmart-like store and pick up a kite for just a few dollars. And I remember them coming in like long, like almost quiver-sized plastic bags. Inside there would be the folded-up triangle, right, of the kite with some picture on it, like an eagle or a sunrise or, like shooting lasers or whatever it was. And I remember getting one and sitting on the living room floor and just like looking at the picture on the package and thinking, man, I am going to fly this kite. It's going to be so great. And learning how to put it together. Sometimes they came with instructions. Oftentimes they didn't. But even as a 10-year-old, it was pretty simple. Put it together and you're ready to fly a kite, right? So flying that kite involved a couple of different elements, right? There were controllables like building it, getting outside, getting that string tied on and running with it. But there were also uncontrollables, primarily the wind. You can't control the wind. You can't make the wind happen. The wind happens when it wants to happen. In a lot of ways, it's kind of like luck. You can't make the wind happen, but you can certainly build your kite. You can certainly drag it outside. You can even go into the yard every day for an hour and run around in hopes that the wind will show up. And if it does, your kite will soar. Now, there's a lot of other elements involved there. You can get better at how you use the kites, the skills that you have, and that's going to increase your chances of taking advantage of that wind. But when it's all said and done, you have a thing that you want to go outside and fly in the air, and you can do everything possible, but you have to wait for that one thing that you cannot control, the wind. And that's what luck is like in a creative project like this, whether it's podcasting or writing novels or you're in a band and you're putting out music. All of those things are creative efforts where you are metaphorically running around outside as often as you can with this thing you built, waiting for the wind to show up and lift it into the sky. So in moments where I bring home something like this for all of the work that all of my team put into a show, This is the moment when the kite is flying in the air, right? This is what you're waiting for. But all of the other things that went into getting us ready to win that award were controllable. The writing of the scripts, the editing of the scripts, casting the people who were going to be in the show, recording it, producing it, marketing it, all of those things were well within our grasp. And so they were our controllables. The wind, well, you can't control that, but you can hack it. You can be ready. You can be outside with that kite in your hand, maybe even moving across the grass at the same time. So when the wind shows up, you're more and more likely for that kite to get pulled up into the air. Now, I know that it can be discouraging. I know what it's like to make something and have almost no people see it. When I launched Lore 7 years ago on March 18th of 2015, I had 9 downloads. Okay, I don't know that I could have lowered the bar anymore. I had single-digit downloads on my first day. It can be discouraging. I know what it's like to make a thing, to be proud of it, to put it out there, and then have no reaction whatsoever to it. I don't know what to tell you other than to say, you're not doing anything wrong. It doesn't necessarily mean that the thing you make sucks. It just means that the luck, the wind, hasn't shown up yet to give you the boost that you need. And so you have 2 choices at this point. You can quit, pack it up, put all the things into a box in your closet and move on to some other project, or just stop creating. I know right before I launched Lore, I was ready to stop writing, creative writing, forever. I'd been doing it since I was 10, and I was about ready to walk away. But I gave it one last chance. And I hope you will too. I hope that you will see the work that you're doing as good, as efforts to practice, as you moving the needle forward, and in a metaphorical sense, you getting outside every time you work on this project with that kite in your hand, running around, ready for when the wind does show up. I want to hear from you about this. I want to hear what your encouraging moments have been, what your discouraging moments have been. Type them in the comments below and let me know what you've gone through as a creator. What are your struggles? What are your frustrations? And what sort of wind you think you need to make your project soar? And obviously, hitting that subscribe button means a lot, and make sure that you don't miss out on new videos. You could also tell your friends about this channel. Let them know that there's somebody out there helping creators to get better at what they do, and that would mean a ton. So there you go. That's my dissertation on luck and how I think you can hack it. And until next time, go be creative.